Next swing trading masterclass live stream. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now in today's video, we are going to be talking about swing trading, how to do it, pretty much how to make money off of it. So guys, I hope you guys all enjoy it. If you guys do, hit that like button and subscribe. And also guys, exciting news. We have an exciting course where we teach people how to trade. It's more like a school. We have private live streams. We have group chats, quizzes, lectures. It's absolutely fantastic. And you guys can use code GIVE, all caps, GIVE, to get $50 off. And when you use that code, you get entered in for a merch giveaway. So make sure you guys check it out. It's in the chat room. But yeah, so let's kind of just jump into this here and talk about some of the stocks that we are looking at, stocks that are moving and grooving. All right, so we've seen a decent amount of volatility overall this past week here. Where are we at here? But so one of the things here, I don't know why it says positions, but one of the things here that we are looking at here, welcome Jim here, welcome to the live. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. Is ticker symbol DNN. This one here was a good trade. Went from about this low here at that 90-day moving average line. You guys can see we've seen this great tendency of getting support here. Hits it. We had that great move up. Now, the great thing about moving average lines, right? Looking at them, for those of you that don't know, you can instantly know the direction of this stock, okay? So it hits it once, hits it twice, hits it three times, establishing support here, hopping in near and around $1.50. As of right now, this thing's squeezing over $1.93. And if we actually draw out the lines that I love, this long position here, hopping in on that 90, as of right now, we're having a pretty solid risk and reward here. You guys can see hopping in here, setting our stop below the dip here, and then our profit's going to be just above here. So it's like a 2-to-1 risk and reward, which is pretty decent. Welcome, Tommy, to the show. Hope you're having a great day today. So you guys can see textbook support right on that 90. Resistance is going to be pretty much below here. We see a tendency of having old resistance act as, or old support act as new resistance. So we could get a little bit of some selling pressure here, but overall still moving out pretty good here on this trade here. The next one here, obviously we're going like best to worst stocks here, but you guys can see that NEX here, textbook trade right on that. Pretty much the exact same thing, right on that 90 moving average line, has squeezed up. As of right now, this thing is still moving and grooving. It is already up about 14%, which is pretty good. So the thing about, swing trading in general, it's not about these 14% returns. It's about base hits. Those 2-3% returns are going to be absolutely fantastic. That's going to be your bread and butter, honestly. And I really think that, if you have 2 or 3% returns, every week, that compounded is going to be fantastic. That should always be your goal. Is like 2, 3, 4% a week, and then that compounded over the month will be a great returns. Another one here is HCC. This one here has been finally moving. All of you guys that were in the chat here, you guys know I got very close to getting stopped out of this position. You guys can see it literally came within like 2 cents of me getting stopped out. Luckily here, we just had a pretty solid return actually from this. So this has gone from, the lows here at 54. As of right now, it's over 61. Average cost is about 56. So we were almost out of this position, but still great trade. So what I look for, for those of you that are wondering what I look for swing trading, it's super simple. I love finding stocks on an upward trend, you guys can see, that have sold off down to levels of support. So support could be a variety of things. Moving average lines, price support. They could be indicators like moving average lines or even RSI lines. RSI lines are it's an underrated indicator, and we'll talk about it here in a second. Let's continue to move our way down. PARR, this one here, you guys can see this one, pretty much 90-day moving average line. Hopefully we can get a push up. I wasn't that surprised that we got a pretty big dip down. And the reason why is because you guys can see in the past, it does dip down quite a bit before we get some buying pressure here. Next one, VRRM. This one here we are out on. This one here pretty much popped up as we look at like the hourly chart. Let's zoom out so you guys can kind of see. It popped up very volatile pretty much after hours and then sold off. And then when the market opened, it popped up again. So, this one here, VRRM, pretty decent trade here. But overall, finally starting to get some turnaround back into it. It's Palo Alto. We're out on this one. We understand. Let's delete this so you guys can, or move it down so you guys can kind of see. So we understood that the 200-day moving average line support is going to be one of the hardest supports you see. And what I mean by this is we have the 90 moving average line and then we have the 200-day moving average line. So the thing about this is the 200 is going to be stronger than the 90. Then the 90 is going to be stronger than the 20. Then the 20 is going to be stronger than the 10. So for me, the 200-day moving average line is like the last line of defense before getting, some pretty much support breakdown where a lot of people trying to short this stock. So understanding that right now, okay, we have that last line of defense. We could possibly see a move, pretty much from that 200 back up to the 90. It does look like it's starting to flatten out a little bit, but yeah, we took a great trade. I think, what was that, a couple weeks ago? Right here on that 200. Google here, finally moving our way up. It's up, 2.8% today. Hit it. We got that great move. Hopefully we can get it up to that 90-day moving average line right on that 200. And we understood that in previous technical analysis, it's used that 200 as support a couple of times. So we took a trade on that. Great trade. TBLA, another one here that we were looking at. We have old resistance, hopefully starting to act as new support, as well as the 90-day moving average line. It's used it in the past as support. It's pretty volatile though, but in a perfect world, I would love to trade this on the 200 instead of the 90, just because we've seen a little bit more breakdowns of it, you guys can see. So, this is one stock where you look at it, you understand there's that nice wick here. This, if you're just starting to grow an account, right now it's already up 2%. So it's kind of like the train has already left the station a little bit with this one. So I wouldn't hop in on it. I would probably set an alert near and around like 389 and just move on here. ASTL is the next one here. This one here, we're finally starting to get that move up. Very similar to kind of what we were talking about. I wasn't that surprised that we got a breakdown, a little bit of that 200-day moving average line. You guys can see it. It's kind of broken down through it several times. So it wasn't that big of a surprise that we had that little breakdown before buying pressure. So now it's finally, working its way up. Hopefully we can get a push up to like 830. Another one, BBIO. This one here, we've traded a bunch in the past. It's starting to use that 200 as support, so we could hop in right near and around this. What price is that? 29, pretty much 29.93. Setting your stop at about 27.68, and you could be setting your profit up here. So take a 2.3 risk and reward, which is relatively decent here. But you guys can see, like, looking at these charts here, we've had a relatively very green day today, which is always good. NVS here, this one here, very similar to kind of what I was saying. We had this good pop up, sold off down to levels here, broke down through that 90. Now it's moving its way up. So hopefully, the thing about this is train already left the station for sure with this one, but it did have that nice move on that 90, which, I was kind of ready for. And looking here, we've traded this in the past. We used old resistance as new support, and we had that good move up. But this one here, it's up 1%, as of today. But in the grand scheme of things, this stock only has gone from 95 to max at 104. So it doesn't move as much, but it's a little more predictable. AEG, great trade, from 559 to 585. BLND, This one here is moving and grooving still. We don't own any of this. I wish we did. We made a bunch of money off it. But you guys can see good trade on that 90-day moving average line, pushed its way up. We got stopped out right here near and around this 261 mark. But still, great trade. So, finding these stocks and opportunities, the great thing is upward trend down to level of support. One of the reasons why we took it here, I wanted to show you the RSI line. So you guys can see RSI for this stock was at about a 31. So as we go out and we look at, the last time it was at a 31, it was right in here. And we still had that great move. As we continue to go back, we had this another great move in here. So, using these RSI lines are really good indicators, and I can't stress it enough here. What's this one? INTA here. A decent amount of support here. Pretty much old resistance, more support. Hopefully we can get a move near and around this 35, 48 to like 37 would be a dream here. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know if we'll end up taking a position with this one. It's just pretty volatile. I don't like how it doesn't really use these moving average lines. But I don't know. It's kind of below it. We'll see what happens. Shop. This one here, let's go ahead and delete or move this a little bit so we can kind of see. We were up a little bit. Now it's starting to get a breakdown here. We're pretty much break even right now with this trade. Maybe up like $400 because I did get a good fill, but I don't know. It's not much. And the thing about this is we're on this general downward trend, which is fine. That's not what concerns me. It's just normally as we look at this stock in the past, it's hit these moving average lines, and then within like 3 or 4 days, we get that move up, right? So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna hold off on holding this position and just kind of move on to something else. And yes, it could squeeze up, and I'm well aware of that. But just you got to be a little cautious, I guess, with stuff like this. When you have money, especially trying to grow a small account, when you have money with a position, you could be missing out on opportunity elsewhere. So you always got to keep that in mind here. Do we show GRAB here? So this one here, one of the reasons we were looking at this one here is we do have some support here at this price. So we took a trade near and around 305. Now it's moving its way up. So we're up a little bit on this one. Oh, that's why it was on my positions one. Now let's continue to go down is FMX here. Good trade on that 200. Hit pretty much that 90. Starting to get some sell off here. Most of these, yes, we can delete, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal having some stocks on watch here. I don't know why this one's on watch. Oh, I think I was set an alert. I think I wanted to set an alert down here for some support. That's why I threw it on here. So you guys can see one of the reasons I threw this on watch. We do have very hard support here. So I threw an alert down there. We'll see what happens. This would be a price support. All right, now let's talk about some of the stocks that we're down on. So those were all the stocks that were pretty much profitable on, which is good. But swing trading, you're never going to be 100% on the money every single time. So TSLX here, I think we're starting to get a little breakdown. Yeah, we got a little breakdown of this. It's kind of just consolidating, so not that big of a deal. TNK here, pretty much just going flat right along that 90-day moving average line you guys can see. Really hasn't sold off below it. We were hoping to get a push up, but it's not that big of a deal. Jack here, we didn't end up taking a trade on this one. For some reason, I just didn't like how it was panning out. Let's kind of zoom out. And honestly, like the trade was there. That's what's crazy is like if you look back at like history and you go, okay, let's find it where it had a bad earnings. All right, because that's why it got so much sell off. So you guys can see it released earnings here, sold off, and then pretty much just curled its way up. Now, as we go back to their more recent earnings, right, sold off, and we still could get. Let me see if they have one. I was hoping they had like cup and handle. But anyways, we still could see it go like here, boom, 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 and start working its way up like that. Something like that, I wouldn't be, that wouldn't surprise me at all, just because we've seen that in the past. So that's one thing about using like previous history. Just previous history just has a tendency to repeat itself. So you just gotta be cautious of that, and always do your research before your trades. And then we got what is this one? AAOI here. Good move on that 200, moving its way up. We're out on this one. We sold it at the 90. TPST here was a good move yesterday, where it went from $3 right on that 200-day moving average line up to that 90-day moving average line. Now it's down 4%, but not that big of a deal. Is there any stocks you guys want me to look at? But yeah, these are some of the positions that we are in on, guys. So yeah, it was pretty solid couple of days. We had a little volatility, I think, on, what was it, Monday? Pretty volatile Monday here. You guys can see that we did get this dip down just in the general market. Honestly, guys, I personally think some sort of pullback is going to be necessary, probably coming shortly. Is it something to freak out about? No, just stick to your strategy, and just go from there. And I think that's super important. But yeah, so guys, any questions? Make sure you guys ask. And we're going to be doing the swing trader. For those of you that don't know, we do a swing trader that has been involved in the group, that has been doing very, very well. And so this week's pretty much student of the week, or trading of the week, trader of the week, is going to be in our group. It's going to be Kathy Sue, 28. So make sure, I'll send you a message, but make sure you message me, or I'll message you, and congrats on being the trader of the week. And yeah, we'll send you some merch, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. But we'll end it here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, guys, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget everyone to check out my course. You guys can use code GIVE to get $50 off. And the great thing about that code is you will be entered in for a giveaway for some of our merch. But yeah, we'll see you guys later. Hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.